Now, the last of the four horsemen, the last one is what's called stonewalling. Stonewalling. What is stonewalling? Stonewalling is withdrawing from the relationship to avoid conflict. You just withdraw to avoid conflict. Listen to this. Partners may think they are trying to be neutral, but stonewalling conveys disapproval, icy distance, separation, disconnection, and or smugness. This is when you just sit in stony silence, or you give monosyllabic mutterings. Mm-hmm. When you change the subject, or you remove yourself physically from the space, or you just give your partner the silent treatment. It's ignoring what the other person is saying, and it's storing off without a word and saying to them. It's coming up with reasons not to talk. It's refusing to answer questions. It's making accusations rather than talking about the current problem. It's using dismissive body language, such as rolling or closing your eyes. It's engaging in passive-aggressive behaviors, such as stalling or procrastinating to avoid talking about a problem. It's refusing to even acknowledge that you are stonewalling. It's changing the subject to avoid something uncomfortable. All of those are just forms of stonewalling. All of it says, I'm not going to talk, I'm not going to deal with this, and you just shut down. Being silent in a relationship is a very powerful position to be in. You think, how can that be powerful? Well, the reason your partner keeps talking and talking is they're trying to draw you out to engage them. But stonewalling says, I'm not engaging you. I've withdrawn from you. I am disengaged. It creates the feeling of abandonment. It creates the feeling that you're not here anymore, that you're gone, even though you're sitting right there. What causes stonewalling? Here's some thoughts. It's a generalized avoidance of conflict because you're emotionally passive. Sadly, this is what I did in my early days. It's the best I knew, because I knew when conflict was showing up in my home growing up, something was bad about to happen. So I just go silent and wouldn't talk. I just avoided things, stayed away from it. All right. It's a desire to reduce tension. I mean, if I can just stay silent, then I can reduce the tension that's there. Problem is, it really doesn't reduce tension long term, because a person's getting angrier because they feel abandoned, they feel neglected, they feel they're not important, that their thoughts and feelings don't matter. It's a genuine belief that you can't handle a certain topic. So you don't. It's a fear of what your partner's reaction might be. So because you fear what their reaction might be, you start stonewalling. All right. It's a belief your partner has no desire to resolve the conflict, because I don't believe they really want to solve this thing. I'm not going to talk to them anymore. All right. It's and another one is, it's an attempt for you to establish yourself as if you're neutral on whatever the issue is. You're neutral on the issue. You're not neutral. You're not neutral. We all have a perspective. And another one, it's a means to manipulate a situation so you can get your way. Problem is, stonewalling never, ever, ever really lets you get there. So how are you going to manage stonewalling? Here's how. Stay engaged, stay present. Stay engaged, stay present. Acknowledge your partner's thoughts and insights. Acknowledge them. If things aren't going well, then just call it timeout. And we teach a skill for that, and we actually teach a skill for calling a timeout in a constructive way. Express care for your partner's thoughts and feelings. Show them that what they think and feel matters to you, that you do care about how they think and feel. And by the way, just because I care about how you think and feel doesn't mean that I agree with how you think and feel. Those are very different topics. All right. Sometimes it's wise to schedule your conflict discussions. You listen, what about 6 o'clock tonight when we're both home and have had dinner? Let's sit down and talk about this issue. Sometimes scheduling conflict is wise because it protects the relationship protects the relationship during the other times. All right. And always use words that are neutral. Don't call names. Don't belittle. Don't tear down. Remember, goodwill, respect, empathy with humility. And you'll always treat your partner in a way that honors them, values them, tells them that they matter, that you love them, that they're important to you. Because really, they were at one point. And I'm sure on some level they are. But when we let conflict start dictating how we see our partner, that's more on us. That's a lot more on us than it is them. All right? So, relate well, learning what we do will make sure the four horsemen of the apocalypse, those things that predict divorce, what are they now? Criticism, defensiveness, showing contempt for your partner, and stonewalling. And based on the quality research of Dr. John Gottman, those four things predict divorce. If you live by the four protectors of an us, which is what we talk about in Relate Well, living a life of goodwill, respect, empathy, and humility, you'll never have to deal with the four horsemen. Why? Because you're protecting us and because you value us. And when us wins, you both win. And when us loses, you both lose.